It seems that more and more of us are utilising the verge space in the front of our properties for planting out gardens. Some people are putting in vegetable gardens, others planting out natives, local endemic species that use very little water once they're established. And some, well, I know some are actually putting out herb gardens to share with the community. They're all great ideas, but there's one thing that's very important that you have to remember to do. You have to make sure before you dig any holes that you dial before you dig. This is a free service that can be accessed by a quick call or an online inquiry. It takes 2 days and you'll receive maps of the utility services in your verge, which is there because it's a service corridor to your property and the rest of the neighbourhood for utilities such as water, power, stormwater, sewerage, NBN and telephone. The reality is that we have vital infrastructure flowing through onto our properties from the verge. Things like NBN and Telstra are so close to the surface. You have to be very, very careful not to damage these. So make sure you contact Dial Before You Dig at least a couple of days before you're going to start any kind of project. Whether you're digging a hole or building a wall, it's vitally important you check first. It's important to remember the maps are an approximate guide only, and they're designed to help identify where the underground infrastructure may lie. It's not absolutely precise, so careful pothole digging by hand to establish where infrastructure is a smart move. Now, it's very important that you follow the 5 P's of safe excavation, with the very first one being plan. Make sure you call Dial Before You Dig at least a couple of days before you start the project. Or if you've got a contractor doing any kind of work for you, check with them to make sure that they have. Prepare, review the plans, and if you're still not sure, contact the utility and ask for some more advice. Pothole. Dig some small holes to establish where the pipes are. You can never assume the exact location or depth of infrastructure, but these plans make a great guide to awareness of where the infrastructure may lie. Once you've established exactly where the infrastructure is, it's really important you set out exclusion zones. If you're on a building site, you'll tape off that area so that everybody on site knows that they shouldn't be digging in that location. But if you've got a verge, a great idea is to put some stones, they can be small ones, just over the area where you don't want people digging. It's going to have them think twice before they go sinking a shovel into the soil. And if you're looking at planting a street tree, putting in a verge garden, or maybe you're building a wall, putting in a letterbox, doing something on your side of the block, it's vitally important that you check before you go digging any holes. It's vitally important that a couple of days before you start the project, you dial before you dig.